Okay.
They'll become one real fast.
Okay, everybody, if you're sitting down, you may stand up. You may stand up. Stretch out just a little bit. Who's ready for the swimming part?
As long as you say don't get out.
All right, so what you're looking at right now, it's an American alligator. That one is a juvenile. It's big enough to do some damage. And gators in reality are very, very lazy animals. And about 90% of the alligator's life, they spend it doing absolutely nothing. But of course, we don't get to see that on television, right? Television is really not accurate. Also, guys, if a gator is never bothered and is sitting on dry land, they can stay on the same spot for up to 17 hours a day without moving any muscles. And I know some of us can relate to that, right? But these animals are cold-blooded animals. They don't have to move around as much as we do. So with that being said, once again, welcome to the Everglades. Basically, everything you see around is not really a swamp. This is more like a river, and it is considered to be the slowest river in the world. It begins in the center of the state, that way, about 3 hours north, around Lake Okeechobee, really far from here. And then it travels down to the Florida Keys and out into the Gulf of Mexico. Out here in the Everglades, you may be able to find that guy, the American alligators, and also the American crocodiles. And by the way, the Everglades is the only place in the entire planet where the gators and the crocs coexist in the same environment. Nowhere else you will find this. So I have a question for you guys. How many people here knows the difference between gators and crocodiles? Go ahead, sir.
It's the snout.
What about the snout?
The shape of it.
Which is which? Which is which? Gotcha.
Gator is square, the alligator is round.
Point.
Or the crocodile is more rounded or pointed.
Oh, well, you are right. You're like somewhere warm, you know. But he's right. It is the shape of their snout. However, gators are short and round, kind of wide, but the crocodiles are long and pointy. Also, guys, the crocodiles are way bigger than the gators. How big, you may ask? Think about the Indo-Pacific saltwater crocodiles, also known as Australian saltwater crocodiles. Those are the biggest ones in the world. They can grow somewhere between 19 to about 23 feet, which in reality, if you think about it, that's about half the size of this boat. That's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess around with Godzilla, do you? Now, gators are a little bit smaller, like you saw it. They can grow between 10 or about 15 feet. I mean, don't get it twisted, that's still pretty massive, but nothing compares to the crocodiles. One very important thing about the gators is that gators, like you noticed, they have a natural fear for people. They're born that way. I'll give you an example. If you jump in the water on top of a big alligator, the alligator will simply swim away, but the crocodiles will swim towards you. And if you don't believe me, you try it, okay? It's a lot of fun. Tell me how it went. Changing the subject.
Let's go.
Who's from Florida? Who lives here? Anybody? Why is everybody in the back? 100%. What about the rest of you? Where's everybody staying? In a hotel? In a car?
Hotel.
Well, check it out. You see all this water around here? This is the water that everybody here in the boat and the rest of the state, people drink and shower with. That's right. It's all rainwater. It's fresh water. So basically what happens is that the water goes down through the mud, then through a giant rock, go limestone, and everything eventually will get filtered into our houses and hotels. But obviously, do not drink this water, okay? Because for that gator, it does number 1 and number 2. Exactly. You don't want that in your system, okay? Now, some of you may be wondering, how deep is the water? Was it depth? If you look in the water, you can clearly see the bottom. It's very shallow, but it depends where you go. It could be 6 feet or 2 meters deep, 1 foot, or a few little inches in some places. Also, guys, during a drought, you can walk all over this place without any problem. Now, up to this point, do you have any questions about the Everglades? Anything you would like to know? No? Any questions about the alligators?